It was a week of fire and ice. It began with millions of people across the US shivering amid blizzard conditions and frigid air that lasted for days, thanks to a jet stream that slips out of its usual path more often these days. Then, catastrophe in California, with wind-whipped flames taking off in a landscape parched by months of drought to become Los Angeles's worst-ever wildfires. And to cap it off, major weather monitoring agencies around the world confirmed 2024 as the hottest year in global history. Even more dire, 4 of the 6 agencies said it was the first full year Earth went beyond a warming threshold seen as critical to limiting the worst effects of climate change. Welcome to one wild week of the climate crisis, scientists say. There will be more. The Arctic is warming 4 times faster than the rest of the world, which means the difference between temperatures up north and down south are shrinking, along with sea ice that releases more heat into atmosphere. That means more energy bouncing off and warping or moving the polar vortex, scientists say. And climate change is also messing with the jet stream, the air currents that circle the globe. The result? More frequent blasts of intense cold in winter even as global temperatures heat up overall. In some areas of the plains, people hunkered down for a storm. The blizzard dumped more snow in some parts of Kansas than they usually get in a whole year, one Kansas State University meteorologist said. Ice-coated trees downed power lines in eastern Kentucky, and a U.S. Olympian skied on the National Mall in Washington. Out west, wildfire took hold. On Tuesday morning, the Palisades fire erupted in the Santa Monica Mountains and moved quickly on Santa Ana, winds gusting to 100 miles per hour, much faster than normal. The winds were so high that they grounded airplanes normally used to drop water on the flames from above. The blaze reached near the Getty Museum, and by the end of the day, several celebrities, including Billy Crystal, Mandy Moore, and Paris Hilton, had lost homes. Less than 72 hours before, many stars had convened to walk the Golden Globe's red carpet. The Eaton fire tore through Altadena, killing 2 civilians and closing about 10 school districts. Climate change had already laid the groundwork for California's megafires, with dumping rain causing vegetation to overgrow, then turn to kindling as soon as heat and drought returned. The Sunset Fire started, too, threatening the Hollywood Hills and forcing mandatory evacuations in Hollywood. By Thursday afternoon, calmer winds aided firefighters in making some headway, though by that point at least 5 fires were still active and some burned out of control in the LA area. AccuWeather, a private company that provides data on weather and its impact, estimated the overall wildfire damage could reach $57 billion, though much of the destruction still remains to be surveyed.
This was a week of weather extremes in the United States. It began with dangerous cold across much of the country and record snowfall in some places. Then came deadly and historic wildfires in Southern California. And finally, multiple scientific agencies confirmed that 2024 was the hottest year ever recorded. What the experts are saying is even more of this is coming if we don't fight climate change created by humans burning fossil fuels. Because climate change created many of the conditions that made this week possible. At the beginning of the week, a winter storm dumped a year's worth of snow in one day in some parts of the nation's midsection. Millions of Americans were under sub-zero temperatures. Scientists say climate change is messing with the jet stream, the band of air currents that circle the globe. And a warming planet also has more energy that can warp and move polar air down to places it doesn't normally get to. That means more wonky winter events like the one earlier this week, and another continuing into the weekend. Meanwhile, wildfires have devastated the Los Angeles area, killing at least 10 people and destroying entire neighborhoods. Climate change made the conditions worse, creating extra dry and hot conditions that turned last year's overgrown vegetation into extra kindling. "2024's heat didn't just set a new record. It was also the first year in recorded history where the global average temperature was more than 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. World leaders have hoped to cap global warming to that amount to limit the worst effects of climate change. If this keeps up, scientists worry that more years like this will lead to more deaths, more destruction, and more wild weather."
And we're out there.